Hey, Brittany. Any issues going on over here I should know about?
No, I just talked to your daughter. The guy, the two boys, the one in the orange chair, and I don't know the other one. I don't know which one, but they were like, can you move your phone away from us? I was not videotaping, and I was talking to Dino, who's getting picked up by Diesel to take him to the fair after he drops his girlfriend off from getting their statement. Regardless, long story short, they're yelling at me. I'm like, I'm not videotaping anybody. I said, aren't you Clay's daughter? I said, I have never called the police on you, even when you were down here with a bonfire and alcohol.
Well, they're allowed to be down here with bonfires.
Oh, correct, but they're underage.
Well, how do you know they were drinking alcohol?
Because they all had alcohol in their hands, like White Claw. Two of the girls had tall boys, but I don't know what they exactly were.
Right.
I know Diesel walked down halfway and he said they were drinking. I was out here, but I didn't get close enough to see exactly what alcohol they were drinking, Clay.
Oh, okay.
But I would never call on your kid. They're in a safe environment. They're not driving.
Why are you down here bothering them?
I wasn't. I was walking. They were all in the water.
Okay.
I'm literally picking up seashells
Right.
and glass. That's literally what I do to put in these, like, tables that people buy from Chad's uncle.
Okay.
So, epoxy and seashells and sea glass.
Gotcha.
Whatever. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not sea. It's lake water. Whatever.
Okay.
But I didn't say anything to them. They started yelling at me. I didn't say shit. I was literally walking and I started walking back, and they're like, "Can you point your phone?" And all I was doing was this.
Okay.
Talking to Chad.
Okay.
And letting him know that what was going on, because he works second shift.
Gotcha.
Of what's going on with Dino and Diesel.
Okay.
Because Denham is in Alabama.
Gotcha.
Achilles in Siesta Keys.
By the way, remember the last time the police were out?
Yeah.
And they said that what we should do is find some way to determine where the high water mark is, and then also to have our two presidents talk.
Okay, so what, the beach president
Yeah.
and then your guys' president. Okay.
Yeah. So they spoke.
Oh, that's good.
So what she said is that she 100%, this is private property. They suggested that we lock the fence ourselves. That so we lock it. That's
But
what
that
your
fence-
president said.
Really? I'll
That's
let
what she
Chad
said.
know, because that fence is what Chad's dad put up. Like
Just to let you
40
know.
years ago.
Right.
But Clay, I'm just letting you know. It was 40 years ago. Chad's dad put the fence up because of all the riffraff that was coming in here.
Right.
And that the boys had to clean up the beach all the time.
Right. What's up?
And do you know that earthen dike is our property?
What, earth and dike?
The road going all the way down.
No, that's an emergency access vehicle, transportation only, and Chad has the paperwork on that. Has he showed you guys?
We have, it was signed over. We have papers.
You guys have the swamp,
No.
but not the dike wall that
Yes.
was put up by the
No.
the city.
No, that was put
We
up.
pay taxes
was-
for that, for
No, you
flooding
don't.
and the wall.
The earth and dike, that big thing that we drive on.
Yeah.
That's
is on
our
pathway.
property.
Yeah, that's our
That is-
property.
That's our property.
Okay. I didn't know. Who's saying that is your property?
It was handed over to us by the Corps of Engineers, handed over to Frenchtown by the Corps of Engineers.
So the Corps of
And then-
Engineers, the letter Chad has is null and void then?
Yes.
Yes, because it would be old. Because when they owned it, or they built it, they handed it over to Frenchtown. Frenchtown handed it over to our association. And then now it's the association.
It's the associate. That's why there is a property line all the way down.
From the high water mark.
Yeah, and
Well,
and
actually,
that-
the property line starts at the tip of Len's place. The very tip of that.
That where the end of the water is?
Yes.
Bullshit.
That is the property line.
Okay, well, there is absolutely no way, because
and if
I mean, we
I'm
have.
sorry, I don't mean to
you know,
laugh.
you-
but
I mean,
like,
I know it's probably shocking to you.
You can't own
We don't
water.
Own,
We don't own the
own
water. We don't own the water.
So how do you say the property line from the high
That-
water mark is at the
Not the
corner?
We
high
don't
water
say
mark.
the
No,
high
no, no,
water
no, no.
mark at all. No
Just
high water
no
mark.
high water mark. Just the property line. Our property line.
Goes to that corner.
Yeah, because that's where Glenn starts, right?
Glenn starts down here
Well, no, I
at
mean,
his driveway.
right, but it ends over there.
It ends at
That's
that
where
corner.
ours ends.
That's
Really?
Glenn's
Yes.
property.
That's
You know what I mean? How far Glenn's property goes out to?
Yeah.
He owns that green grass and that. We don't own it. We both own the property line until his property ends.
So you own the property line till the property ends.
His property.
to the end of
You
that.
own his property till the property
We
ends.
don't own his property.
No, but you own the property.
There's a line that separates.
So like, let's say, because it's happened, because we've been here for, well, Dino's 15, so we've been here for 15 years after Chad's dad died, and there has been times where we could physically walk out past Glenn's, that wall,
Right.
like physically walk on
Because the
sand.
water was out, right?
Way the fuck out.
Right.
So
That's
What does that
this
have to
is
do
what
with
I,
anything?
this is
I'm asking you guys that. I don't know.
The line between us and Detroit Beach. This is what I'm saying. Between our HOA and Detroit Beach is from that point all the way to the road,
to Dixie Highway.
to Dixie
Dixie
Highway.
Highway. Okay.
That is the line that separates us. That is called a property line.
Okay.
That's what we're getting. at.
So-
we
But then
don't-
the high water mark is a whole different
Yes.
story.
That's a whole lot. Yeah. Because he's talking about throwing a fence. He's a drunk. But he's talking about throwing a fence over and opening it to the public, and Chad's trying to like say, no, Glenn, you're
Open
Fruit
the
Loop
fence where? Or open it?
on his property. So you could go in the water, come here.
Oh, you could do that. You could go out just like you could come from.
So he's
The-
talking, you know how he has, well, not him, but
He has that little beach over there.
the other, well, he doesn't have it, but it's the neighbors next to us. So Patty and Randy, which is in that fancy house,
Right.
they've got the beach. They've got a fence that goes down
Right. A
to
gate.
the beach.
Or,
Right.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
a
so-
gate. It's just literally
Not a gate, but a steps.
It's a steps. Yeah.
So
fence.
does Glenn, doesn't he?
No.
We see the
Glenn,
steps over there that go to
And
that little
are you
spot that
familiar
goes.
with these people down here?
he who?
Are you familiar with these people down? Oh, they left. Oh, they're
I
in
don't
the
know
water.
who those four are at
Okay.
all.
Well, they actually said that they said that it was okay for you to.
Me?
You said it was okay for them to come up and down.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
The
well,
only
that's-
people that I say it's okay for is my family. That's it.
Well, that's what
I'm-
they were just telling us. So
They said my name, Brittany Gessner.
they said the Gessner said that we're allowed to come on the beach. They didn't say your name. They just said the Gessners.
Okay, no,
So, and they
No.
came from down the trail too.
there's
So
a
I
shit
don't-
ton of people that come down the trail.
And
And the one
that's what
time
we're
I
trying
thought
to
it was
stop.
you guys, and I came over here, and Chad came over here, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they were burning. They had like 4 fires going on,
Well, we're
and a
We're
shit
trying to
ton of
stop all
alcohol.
of
Well, that's what
It's
Chad has
because-
always been. He's always, well, not Chad. I shouldn't say that. It was his dad that passed away. Chad's dad never wanted anybody over here. He swept it. He's got a, it's like a fence, like fencing on the end of his,
I understand all that.
and he
That's-
drags it.
That's back. That's
That's what he did, yep.
When none
He
of
was
this
alive.
even developed.
Nope.
So
It was.
But
It was
it-
around.
it-
He
it-
knew his shit.
it has
but
changed now, and we, like to keep it nice. We do. It's a private beach. We do not like all the traffic like this. Down here. I've had campers down here. All kinds
Have
of
you
people.
seen the people that were in the swamp that lived in there with the tent? Have you seen that?
I have not been here at that time. I
Okay.
didn't think I was here at that time.
It was
so.
gorgeous. It was like 2 years
Well,
ago, and
that's
there was a
what-
whole family living back in the swamp. A whole family.
Well, and that's what we went over with your young boy that was building docks in the swamp.
Dino? Yes. The
Yes,
youngest?
Yes.
Because he loves fishing.
I understand that, but if it would just been, me not going up to him and asking him to remove it and just calling it a DNR, you guys would have got a big fine.
I know, but
Because
$5,000.
do you realize that you would have a big fine for cutting that you do, the trimming that you do through the path?
I am
That's not
allowed
true.
because
That's
It
true.
is
No,
because
because
the signs are posted
It's-
at like every 3 miles or 2 miles. Well, not
You
even. I
have
shouldn't
to-
say
no,
miles.
but we have an easement on that side. So that earth and dike, we have 20 foot from the where you
But
see
it's
the
not that wide, Clay. That's the problem.
No,
That's what
but-
we've been saying for so long.
but we can clear up to 20 feet from
That way.
That way.
Not this way.
both ways.
Both
from
ways.
The property
From the
line
property line
in.
out
If
is
I
20
wanted
feet.
to, I can go down and cut all that stuff that's on that side of our.
Do not,
E-
please do
either
not cut
side.
the berry trees.
I'm not
Please
saying
do
that,
not.
but that's what we're trying to get. That from that property line we know we don't own the wetlands,
Right?
but that from that
You
property
can't,
line.
and you can't own water.
We don't own the
We
water
don't
and we
own
don't
it.
own the
But
wetlands,
But
but we
there are
own access
proper
to all of it.
ways- There are proper
Right,
ways to
and-
We
do
do.
things. There are proper ways
That's how
to do
we
things.
feel as a family.
Well,
For being, I mean, Chad's dad lived here. His
I
parents
got the whole
lived
history.
here.
I
you
know
got
the whole
it?
history.
Okay.
I do. I really
And
know
I
the
do
whole
have
history.
good kids. All my kids, Clay, are good. They're not bad kids.
Well, Diesel he's kind of disrespectful. And
if you come at him, he will come back at you.
I understand
He's
that.
that
but
type of kid.
I understand
Just
that.
like
but
Clay's daughter drilled my ass. What does me? I said, aren't you Clay's daughter?
that's why we're trying to get all this hashed out so we don't argue.
Don't have the
Right.
bullshit.
Right.
But I wasn't, like, I literally wasn't saying anything to them. I was literally walking the beach and walking back. I don't know who the hell these kids are. I'm going to definitely check them out. But
Well,
like Chad said, I'd rather get along with you guys than go to fight and go to war.
Here's the thing, though. So, I mean, I honestly believe that, in the next few weeks, we will have some determination of the high water mark. And Brittany, I'm telling
So
you,
a land survey,
yes,
because the high water mark is where vegetation usually is.
No,
that
no.
is true in some instances, but
Can't go
not
on
on a
beach.
beach. You can't measure the high water mark on a beach.
So
It's
why
called
did that cop come out that one day and
He
go,
doesn't know.
oh, it's wet?
He doesn't know.
None of them do.
None of them do.
Even the DNR officers that we've had come out.
That's why
They're
I'm
like,
telling
no,
you,
they can't
I
have
just
anything.
watched a 6-part video on how to determine the high water mark. Put on by what's the group that's in charge of us?
It's called the DEQ.
DEQ.
And that's who runs the whole, that's what I'm saying. My daughter works for the DEQ. They run the whole state of Michigan.
Your
waterways.
daughter works for the DEQ and she hasn't been out here?
No, she doesn't
works
get
Lake
involved.
St. Clair. She don't work Lake.
But I'm telling you, Brittany, like you're gonna find that the high water mark is about here.
So then we put a fence in and we walk over that way. I'm not,
Well, I mean-
Clay, I'm not gonna come over here. You don't understand. Like this, there's no reason for us to live in Chad's family home if we don't have access to this.
All I'm
So I
saying
have
is,
no idea why you guys are hoarding it like it's gold.
well, we just
Like,
want
that
to know.
blows my mind.
Listen, when
We've never opened that gate. We have never busted that down for anybody to come through.
well, it's not that. It's that we've had some issues with. It seems like it's your family. I mean, like.
That is a blatant lie. Do you know, like,
Well,
three
like
houses
just now,
down
you're,
that came
you're
over
down
here?
and they're calling me that you guys are arguing, right?
There was no arguing. I told them,
Well-
and I showed them my phone. I went up to them and said, look, I'm talking to my husband and my kids who are
Right.
making plans.
But if you didn't come on this beach and walk down by them, I wouldn't have got a call that said, "Hey, Dad, come down here. There's a
So-
problem." You get what I'm saying?
I do, but
So if I can-
what you're saying is your daughter, because you have a condo, so all I have to do is buy a condo,
Yes.
and then I can come here
Absolutely.
whenever the fuck I want.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, we,
Absolutely.
We, would, we would invite you to every party here.
Then that's what Chad and I will do. If that's the extent of this bullshit,
If you buy a condo, absolutely. Come on down.
Because your daughter has friends over here that have no affiliation with your condo.
Right?
But
They're guests of her.
guests of you.
Yeah.
Right. So somebody who's lived here over 100 years,
It doesn't
that house
matter,
has
it's
been
still-
here
Right.
for 100 years. That fence has been there. Chad's dad put it up, Clay, to protect this beach. And that was
Exactly.
when there was a whole carnival that used to be back there, a whole little
Yeah, I mean
village.
that was the past before this was developed, and it was a condo.
But it never
association.
was an issue until whoever. Are you the one that's in charge?
Of what?
The president of the condo association.
No.
Who is? That
Sue.
lady. Yeah.
one
So
that-
when she took over, then this became an issue. It
Uh,
never. No,
I don't
Clay,
know.
don't
It
you
was
dare.
passed. It was
No,
passed.
there has never been an
There
issue.
was Tony Gray. I don't know if you remember him.
Chad has every name that has like
It was
been the
passed-
president.
It was
Right.
passed with him.
But what I'm trying to say is that it was never an issue. It was like, okay, Gessner, Glenn and his wife, but before that, it wasn't. It was Rick and Vicky, and they were the worst, like angry trolls.
Well, I
Went
think
and
it's still
fought it
important
in
to know
every
what
corner.
the what the laws are, and what's real.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
all we're doing.
like if you come over, you know,
But a
I-
land contract is pretty pricey.
What do you mean, land contract?
It's pricey to get.
What?
This land contract is very pricey to get. Chad's dad looked into it. He has an estimate in the paperwork.
land contract. What are you
You
talking
can't
about?
buy that.
You can't.
No, this property is owned by us. It is. Actually,
Well,
listen,
just-
I'm gonna let you know this too. The wetlands does not start. It goes in. The whole point markers that they know, and it is on our blueprint that the wetlands we do have a big too. That is high. That's why it's called a wetland.
From the high water mark up
Wetlands.
to the wetlands.
That
Okay.
There is and there is an easement there for something, but
It's for the beach.
Like
And
if
then
the-
the wetlands start.
right.
They only had to give up so many square feet of wetlands to build it. And then
Right.
That's what they did.
So when
All
does,
documented. I can get you.
We can show you the
All
papers.
documented.
I mean, you can, Chad has the paperwork too from the DNR that came out, and this was before.
Right.
You
So
guys
that's-
were just building,
Right.
and
That's
Chad's dad wanted the wall higher. And it wasn't just Chad's dad; it was everybody that was against this whole wall. Because the wall was so low, they had so much flooding back in the 80s.
85 it goes.
Correct.
I've got all the research on this. I've done all the research
Yep.
on all this property. We're in a fair with you. So,
That's
I know
good.
the
I
White
mean-
House was out here too. So
I mean, it's sad that we just can't get along. Like, it's not like we're opening it to the public. It's not that we're saying, hey, entire Detroit Beach, come over here.
well,
That's never been an issue.
that was my eye-opening thing when we asked, are you from California? And they said no. The Gessner said that this beach was okay to come on.
We have never,
High water mark.
we've never said that.
That's exactly
that's
what
what
they
she
said.
said.
I wish I knew what they- I
That's
don't
why I'm
know.
going to videotape these kids and find out who the fuck they are. Because I have 3 kids that are out in college. No, I'm not damning you two.
To speak to you.
Well, I figured she would call her dad,
She should.
right? But this is the thing, I'm not calling the police on her. Like, I'm telling you, there was a shit ton of alcohol.
Okay. Okay.
I don't give a shit.
Right.
I literally came down here, me and Chad walked the beach and walked home.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah, but Brittany,
I said, hope they get home safe. That's all I wanted. And I hope that they didn't light the whole swamp on fire and they put it out. And I hope they were smart. That's what your daughter is. I've never damned her, and nor would I ever call the police. It's just stupid.
I understand that, but I'm not trying to say nothing.
I have a
think about-
they're
24-year-old
on
that's
private
getting his
property,
second
though.
master's degree. the way we look at it is it's ours too. That's
But that's what we want to change. We want to change that view that you have.
that it's not ours.
Exactly.
Okay.
That you could be a guest. You know, all the way down, just over here.
But they were in the water, out. They weren't out here. I didn't even see chairs. I swear to Jesus. I
Right.
literally
But that- I
walked.
mean, that's the type
like,
of
what do
thing-
you want me to do? Not come all the way down?
Yeah,
I
that's
walk the beach.
Right.
Every night
When there's guests down here and there's people there, maybe it's not a good idea.
to walk the beach.
I mean, if you cut, you know what?
Until we find out a solution.
Right. Right.
I'm not gonna.
I mean, if you think there's going to be a problem,
But there was no problem until these two boys said something to me.
yeah.
Your daughter didn't say it. It was two random boys that I have no clue who the hell they are.
Yeah, but see, they've also told me too that you've interrupted their. They had a big circle. I actually saw the video. There was a big circle of the friends, and you walked right into the circle.
Show me. Show me this video. I would love to see it because that's never happened, Clay.
Let me see if I can find a picture of it.
Do you want mine?